Farewell Bongani, written by Ian Hutton, Essay Mobility for the Blind. Bongani Maleka is a big man with a warm heart. He loves music. When he was young, he was part of a choir which won competitions. Today, he listens to everything from jazz to opera. After school, he went to a technical college where he studied things like industrial electronics and engineering science. Later, he was manager at a retail outlet. And then one day, he heard an interview on the radio which changed the direction of his life. A picture of Bongani and Ian taking a walk is displayed. The person being interviewed was blind and he spoke about orientation and mobility training. Bongani was moved by what he heard. He was moved to the extent that he applied for a place on the diploma course in orientation and mobility practice and 2 years later qualified as an O&M practitioner. Little did he know then where this road would take him. But Bongani's real adventures began in 2004 when he came back to work for the Essay Mobility for the Blind Trust. This is an outreach organization which takes orientation and mobility training to blind people in rural and township places across the country, to people who would otherwise have no access to this training at all. This meant that Bongani would live and work for months at a time away from home. One of the areas he worked in a lot was northern KZN, there where kudu still roam and the fish eagle calls. Picture this now. Bongani is walking from his off-road vehicle along a path to the homestead of a blind client, and suddenly a black mamba rears itself in front of him. It just paces away and it is raised up taller than Bongani himself. Bongani stands frozen, eyes shut tight and praying. 5 minutes go by, then 10, then 20. Bongani feels a thumb on his shoulder. The snake is now in the tree above him. It was then that Bongani ran. And there are many stories that Bongani could tell us. Stories of people, places, events of danger even. Sadly though, and after being with Essay Mobility for the Blind for 14 years, he has had to stop working as an orientation and mobility practitioner. This is because of a string of serious medical conditions that have afflicted him. It is hoped that soon he will return to full witness and carry on doing the work that he loves. In his time with Essay Mobility for the Blind, Bongani touched the lives of close on 1,000 blind people and thousands more of their family members. One of his blind clients had this to say about the effect that his training had on her life. She said, "I feel human again."